This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of November 7th, 2022, brought to you by That's Good HR. I'm Alex Brown. IU Health Saxony Hospital COO Chad Dilley says the $300 million expansion of the hospital is designed to not only grow the number of inpatient beds, but provide greater service for women and children. The health system on Friday broke ground on the project, which will rename the facility to IU Health Fishers Hospital.
One thing that I think is going to be very unique when you first enter is going to be a women's health focused area where we will have mammography, a breast clinic, and an OBGYN clinic right next to each other in a very convenient location. So I think that that's going to be something that really differentiates us and a great patient experience.
The expansion, set to open in 2025, will also include a new Riley Children's Health Emergency Medicine Department. Whiteland Raceway Park in Johnson County has broken ground on a multi-million-dollar expansion of its facility and track. The project, expected to be complete by next April, includes the addition of nearly a half mile of track, 7 new turns, and 28 additional garages. WRP says the site will host satellite facilities or headquarters for 4 of the top karting teams in the Midwest, including MPG Motorsports. Frank Reich has been fired from his post as head coach of the Indianapolis Colts after a 26-3 loss to the New England Patriots on Sunday, dropping the Colts to 3-5-1 this season. The Colts have also named 5-time Pro Bowler Jeff Saturday as interim head coach. Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand is made possible by the following.
With one call to That's Good HR, your hiring challenge is solved. It's that simple. That's Good HR is the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Have an HR, accounting, administrative, or customer service position to fill? Trust That's Good HR to make a match that's good for everyone, whether temp to hire, or a direct hire placement. For 22 years, That's Good HR has been handpicking employees and employers through a highly personal and authentic approach that delivers long-term results. Visit that'sgoodhr.com. Remember, the match matters.
Get ready, Northeast Indiana. We're headed your way. Join IBJ Media and Inside Indiana Business November 29 at Fort Wayne's Grand Wayne Convention Center for Engage Northeast Indiana. We've assembled the region's top business, community, and philanthropic leaders for a discussion on the issues shaping the future of Northeast Indiana. From attracting top talent to workforce and economic development, we'll explore what's working and big ideas for what's next. RSVP by November 18 at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
Indianapolis's Public Transportation Authority last week finalized a controversial cost-cutting change in a bid to save a financially precarious bus rapid transit project with built-in infrastructure help.
Indigo and transit advocates argue 3 consecutive years of legislative efforts by state Republicans to kill the project led to costly delays, while opponents say the undertaking was never financially feasible. The $520 million Blue Line would run mostly east-west along Washington Street from Cumberland to the Indianapolis International Airport. The Indigo's board agreed last month to swap out a west side chunk of the route for an express segment along I-70. The move is expected to save $50 million up front and $1.7 million annually. But that means the bus project will not bring infrastructure help to part of the heavily trafficked Washington Street. The Blue Line is now expected to open in 2027, 5 years after its original opening. Asked if Indianapolis would have the line by now without state interference, or if the bus project would have been closer to the initial timeline, Indigo spokesperson Kerry Black simply said, yes. However, State Senator Aaron Freeman argued that Indigo has never met certain state financial requirements and will never be able to, though Black has previously said that the agency does comply with the law. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
An effort to boost capacity at the Charlestown Wastewater Treatment Plant is receiving state support. The Our Southern Indiana Regional Development Authority and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation have approved $5 million in funding for the project from the Indiana Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative. The $44 million project will involve the construction of a new plant which provides wastewater treatment for tenants of River Ridge Commerce Center. Construction is set to begin next year. Governor Eric Holcomb is in Egypt today, preparing to speak later this week at the United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Parties. Holcomb will deliver a keynote address Thursday on Indiana's efforts to invest in clean energy infrastructure, and Friday he'll talk about the state's role in building the future of electric vehicles. The governor appeared on Inside Indiana Business Television before heading abroad.
We want to make sure that we have a canvas of options, different colors, pink, blue, turquoise, green, of energy sources, whether it be nuclear, hydro, wind, solar, coal, gas, oil. It's an all-of-the-above approach, and having more options, alternatives, makes you stronger.
More than 200 countries are represented at the Global Summit. Holcomb says the international gathering gives Indiana a platform to showcase its investment in public-private partnerships to advance clean energy and technology. This report is brought to you by That's Good HR, the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. More at that'sgoodhr.com. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.